Hello, world! I'm Chris Pirillo, and you are you. You've tuned in to another live edition of the LockerGnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short. I stream it live every single weekday. I usually cover one topic in general, and then move on to Q&A and interactivity with the patrons, because the patrons get the bonus of watching it live. So if you want me to do something for you, and you want me to cover something that you're interested in, all you have to do is ask. Become a patron. Head over to chrispirillo.com and ask. Today's topic is 3 tricks to winning eBay auctions. It's a big deal. I've been doing a fair amount of this over time, certainly, especially as you know, I have been in the process of rebuilding my Star Wars collection, my vintage Star Wars collection, really, and that's been a part of it. And so I'm not necessarily someone who is selling on eBay, mind you, but that's something that I'm going to be starting, I hope, soon. It's been in my life for some time, as have you. So I thought today, for everybody, I'm going to share my 3 tricks to winning eBay auctions. Tomorrow, for patrons, I'm going to be covering 3 Windows 10 features I wish OS 10 had. Wednesday, for patrons, 3 reasons that Apple software remains unoptimized. I'm going to say it. I'm going to talk about it then. Thursday, for patrons, 3 ways Siri is the last place AI in the entire industry. I believe that. And so Thursday, 3 ways Siri is in last place for AI. Friday, expectations, again, for patrons only, for Apple's next WWDC. So most of the stuff that you may want me to cover is probably going to be covered if you become a patron. So now, on to the important topic at hand, 3 tricks to winning eBay auctions. And I'm excited. I am, because even though I think, you could become competition potentially, we may not be looking for the same things. So that's an FYI. In fact, that's one of my first tricks. Don't tell people you're bidding on an auction until it's over. Okay, first trick, right? Just think about this. Let's say you want to buy, I've got so many things sitting in front of me and I don't know what to grab. This. A Darth Vader refrigerator / heater that's portable and that heats or cools objects on the go. And you found a really good auction, like let's say it's up for $1, right? Someone really wants to get rid of it. Don't tell people about it. Why? Because then they'll find out. They're like, I need a Darth Vader refrigerator / heater on the go for insanely cheap. I think I'll vote, or I think I'll put in my bid too. So once you tell people about an auction, they may bid. Don't do that. Wait until it's over. That's, seriously. You may be excited, like, oh my God, I found the best deal. Wait. It's just like anytime I share a deal online, I'll get the deal if I want to get the deal, and then I'll tell people. Because otherwise, you're putting yourself in jeopardy. So don't talk about it. It's not quite like Fight Club, but don't talk about it until you've actually gone through the process of getting something yourself. The second trick, research your best offers. So you may see a pretty good deal. Someone sends you a link. You see a link come across your feed and like, wow, that's really good. And you bid. And then you realize, oh, I should probably look at other options. No. Look at other options first and then bid. Because the last thing you want to do is bid on something that's already overpriced in terms of its value in the marketplace that is likely not going to receive a second bid. Research. It just takes a little bit of time to recognize, okay, is this something that you want, need, desire immediately? Or, third trick, wait. Can you wait? Do you need it now? Do you need it like immediately, in the immediate term? Do you need it? Or is it a deal that's too good to pass up? And sometimes that leads into another trick. Is it too good to be true? Can you wait? If it's something you can wait for, wait. I mean, especially if it's not a good deal. And if it's a good deal, is the deal too good to be true? Sometimes, if you just look at the fine print, you may recognize, and that's the thing, you got to read. Read. I know this is very difficult for a lot of people to do. Read. This is something that I've got to be reminded of constantly, because sometimes, like, oh my God, I can't believe they're giving this away for $1. That's crazy. And then you read the fine print and it says, may cause explosions or has exploded once or something. Like, oh God, who would want that? read descriptions, right? If it was too good to be true, there's probably a reason. Sometimes there's not. Then the next, in terms of that research and diving in deeper and deciding whether or not you're going to wait or deciding if it's too good to be true, look at what this person also has to offer. Now, you could do this for a few reasons. One, because I realize I'm giving you way more than 3 tricks. I'm just kind of like, blah, because this is exciting for me. Look at what else they have to offer, because one, they may be able to combine shipping if they have more than one thing that they're offering that you may want that they seem legit. But two, that is exactly why. It's not just that they have like let's say 1 billion ratings, right? And oh my God, this person's amazing. They're a legitimate seller. They've been around forever. It's not just that. It's like trying to decide whether or not this thing that seems too good to be true, like this is an amazing deal, is this a something that's out of character for the seller? Is this something that maybe the character doesn't realize what they have? Is this something where it's just a one-off? For example, there's a lot of issues with repro items, reproduction items on eBay, like let's say Lego bricks or accessories from vintage items. They're reproduced and they're not necessarily sold as reproduced. If I look at in context, that product that may be going up on auction, and look in context and say, wow, it looks legit. They say no repro, but what else do they have to offer? But, the more they have to offer that there's no way they could reproduce, the more likely it is that what they're offering is truly not a reproduction item. And, and that's the thing. You got to take it in context. It's not just that one product that's being sold from that person. It's everything that they may be selling at one point in time. Then again, it may be something where, let's say they have a valuable item that, they've got for $5 and nobody else seems to know about it. It's like, wait a minute, is this real? Well, then you look at, let's say, for example, they're selling this Darth Vader refrigerator cooler thing. I'm just putting it as an example because it's sitting there. So, you look at it and you say, wow, it's a really good deal. Everything seems to be in working order and everything. Why am I the only person bidding? There must be something wrong. Description looks good. Everything looks good. Maybe this is a one-off for them. Maybe normally they sell doilies on eBay. They sell anything on eBay, really. So they may not know the true value of this. They're just trying to get rid of it, right? And that could very well be the case. They don't know the true value. It's why you can go to a flea market or a swap meet and see like a carded something, still in box that is selling for $1 and they don't realize it's worth $500, right? This is the story. Same thing can happen on eBay. Another trick that I have, and this is something that's actually worked out well, I'll see something, and before I bid, this is true. Like, I'm looking at the pictures, and most people, I don't know why, don't know how to take pictures on eBay or really anywhere. I want to check. I'm like, okay, this seems okay, but I want to make sure. I ask a question. Honestly, it's a great way of kind of sitting on something without putting it on your watch list and just kind of thinking, okay, do I really want to bid on this? Is this something I want? Is this something I need? Is this something legit? Ask a question. It's got to be a legitimate question, something specific to the product that wasn't necessarily covered in what you saw or what you read in the description. And more often than not, you get communication back from the seller if they're a motivated seller. And this, to me, I had a question. It was as I had mentioned, I'm in the process of rebuilding my vintage Star Wars figure collection, and will probably turn around and sell my second string at some point, potentially on eBay, potentially on social. I was looking for an R2-D2, an original R2-D2, not one with sensor scope, not one with a lightsaber, not one from Droid Factory. And I saw this R2-D2 that was up, and I'm like, wow, the pictures look legit. Like, the sticker was clean, everything looked good, but I was like, okay, I couldn't see the bottom of the feet. I couldn't see, up into his R2-D2's butt to see if the screw was original. So I was like, I asked. I'm like, okay, so can I see, is it original? Is it this? Is it that? Is it this? Because it all looks legit. It didn't look like a repro sticker. It was 100% legit. So I asked the question. We went back and forth. It was great, but then I took it to the next level after I'd kind of introduced myself and said, hey, I'm looking for an R2-D2. Trust me, this is the reason I was asking the question and interacting with a person. I was straightforward with my intentions. I said, I'm looking to build my vintage collection. This is for my collection. Now, the reason I said that is because it was a good offer, or it was a good deal. And it was a little high. I wanted to see if I could, basically get it down to a price that I thought was, decent. And specifically because there was a make an offer link on the page. Look for that make an offer link, because you never know. They could be insanely motivated to get rid of it. Maybe they've relisted it 5 times and nobody wants it, right? You don't know why they've put that. So I went back and forth with a guy saying, hey, I'm a collector. This is for my collection. I'm being legit. I'm being honest. I'm being straightforward, asking some qualifying questions. The second question I said, okay, I'm going to make an offer. I went back. I made an offer that was $20 lower than the asking price, and they took it. I was like, oh my, it's like not quite free money necessarily. I'll talk about how you can get free money in a second. But by interacting with them, kind of establishing kind of rapport, and telling them your intentions with buying this thing, as opposed to, just making an offer outright, they don't know who you are. They don't have any context. But knowing that, he only knows me, or she only knew me as an eBay, buyer. But by telling them it was for my collection, I was telling them my intention that I wasn't going to turn around and try to resell it at a higher profit. They can only take me at face value at that stage. But I established that. And so when I made the offer that I thought, God, this is so low. There's no way they're going to take this offer. Click. That was it. It was magic. And I basically walked away with about as good of a in condition original 1977 R2D2 as I could ever have expected. And for a lower price than what they were asking for in terms of adding into the cart and buying it now. So, use these tools at your disposal. When you're in a bidding war with, something that, wow, this looks really, really good. Is there an alternative, right? Is there an alternative? Buy it now. And this may be the case where you're seeing something that's like, that looks perfect, but this other thing looks perfect. And then you reach the threshold in a bidding war where, let's say it's something $20. And you reach that $20 threshold, but then you notice there are a lot of the same products that are being sold for $20. Well, it may be time to leave that bidding war behind. Let somebody else take it. You've now reached that threshold where, unless you really, really want that one thing, if there's a viable alternative, go with the viable alternative. Otherwise, you're doing it because you want to win everything. Well, when you get something and you overpay for it, you're not winning. Admittedly, these are mistakes we've all made, but I'm just saying, once you reach that, whatever that threshold is, start doing your research. When the bidding war starts getting intense, start doing research, because you may already be past the point of no return, and then you may be the highest bidder and overpaying for something for no really clear reason other than maybe you just feel the need to win. But that's not, you don't gain any points by winning more auctions. That's not how it works. Another thing you may want to do in terms of looking into what the other person has, what the person or the seller has to offer, not just doing research on the seller to know whether or not the item that you're buying is legit. And I realize I'm well past the point of 3 tricks, but yeah, I don't think you mind really. I'm just kind of pouring out all the things that I've experienced over the years. You may see something that's really, really good, and maybe other auctions are ending, or maybe they have other buy it nows. They'll combine shipping to save you more money. So, for example, I was looking for a better version of what was it? It was a Klaatu. I was looking for a Klaatu skiff guard, and he had it. I'm like, oh my God, this is a really good Klaatu skiff guard that didn't have any paint rubs on it, and it was like $10 or something. I'm like, this is a pretty good price. And I was like, whoa, holy cow, he's got other things. Buy it now at really good prices. So, one of them was a better condition Luke Hoth, and that was impossible to find, seemingly, even at a high price. But it was a reasonable price, and it was reasonable for the quality of the figure as it was pictured. So I ended up going through the process of getting a couple of other upgrades that I was looking for, and saved money in shipping. So it's a great way to save money right there when they combine shipping. And usually you'll see in the description, hey, we'll combine shipping if you get more than one thing. And usually that'll happen not just when they've got them up for auction, but when they have a buy it now link. So let's see here. Research best offers, ask questions, make offers to the seller, decide your threshold as it nears, research more. Is it too good to be true? What else do they offer? Do they seem legit? Combine shipping, wait if you can. And then, of course, the last tip, this is the one that's a little, on the nose, but snipe. So effectively, there have been a couple of auctions where I've wanted is something that was really like, this is it. This is like, okay, I can't wait. This is a good deal, once in a lifetime type of thing. And I waited. I'm like, and the bidding went up incrementally, and it was nearing my threshold with 3 days out. And then I stopped. I was like, okay, once you realize you're just going to be doing this until the end, wait until you reach, you don't want to hit your threshold 3 days out, because then the auction is going to keep moving up, right? So wait before you reach that threshold. Wait, because you're just doing this. And if you keep doing this and it's 3 days out, it's going to keep doing this, and you're not going to have a chance, and that auction's pretty much off the table. But if you freeze, if you stop bidding, you stop that bidding war a certain amount of time out, inevitably either people have dropped out or they're waiting for the last 5 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds, 10 seconds to put in their next bid. So wait, don't get in a bidding war, and when you're in a bidding war and you hit your threshold. Now, this is how I ended up scoring a very, according to the pictures yet, I haven't received it, a close to mint, non-open belly, complete tauntaun that I've never had. I've never had a tauntaun before. And this is one of the words that my daughter Jedi loves to say. Tauntaun. She knows tauntaun. She knows what it is too. She knows dog. She knew dog and tauntaun. Those are the two animals that she can say. It's kind of funny. So I was in a bidding war, and I stopped. I'm like, it's coming close to my threshold, and then I waited. And 5 minutes out, someone bid. They bid up, and I'm like, okay, I'm not at my threshold. Let me hit my threshold now, and that's ultimately what won me over. They hit their threshold. They dropped out. I was still in it to win it, and I got it. So by waiting until the last 30, 10, 5 seconds to place that last bid or your maximum bid, that's what you do. You basically set, it may be an insane price point. Hopefully you don't hit the insane price point. Think about the highest point you would want to pay when you're ready to snipe, and then add $5, add $10, because the other person on the other end who you may be in a bidding war with may be thinking the same thing. So again, let me say this last part again when it comes to this, in your mind, set what your threshold is, but don't reach that threshold days or hours out. Wait until you hit the last few seconds to hit that threshold, because the other person is going, yeah, I'm going to win. And then you go, bam, snipe. And then you take it, and you win by $1 or they win by $1. And that is effectively sniping. So hopefully you got more value other than what I think is kind of obvious when it comes to sniping. I admittedly, I've been in bidding wars where I'm like, dude, this is a really good deal. Even what it is, it's a really good deal. And some deals, like, I never even hit the threshold. I'm like, oh my God, they sold a white-haired Ben Kenobi with a good R2-D2 for like nothing. I mean, as far as in the grand scheme of things, like no one knew about this deal, right? They searched for the wrong terms. They couldn't find it. They didn't know about it. They weren't looking for it at the time. So eBay is just this magical mystery of fun. Now, I talked about how you could basically get free money. This is the way I do it. PayPal is the preferred method for transactions on eBay. And up until recently, really, PayPal and eBay were indelibly intertwined as a company. eBay, so PayPal, if you want to earn PayPal money for free, head over to go.tagjag.com/free points. This is a big deal. Go.tagjag.com/free points. Do it right now. Do it on iOS. Do it on Android. And suddenly, you'll be able to earn that money. So you can't just sit there and say, I wish I could use eBay, but I'm not making money. No. You can make discretionary income. You can earn it. No one's just going to hand you money. No one's going to do that. Unless they are, at which point I would like you to introduce me to them. No one gives you free money. Go.tagjag.com/free points. Check out the link in the video description. You can use it on iOS or Android, US, UK, or beyond. It's a great app. I think Canada too. I think Liz's dad even installed it last night. It was really kind of funny. She sent me a screenshot. I'm like, oh, cool. Everybody's getting in on this. So if you want free PayPal, go.tagjag.com/free points. Then get to bidding. Just don't expect me to reveal any auctions that I won, because sometimes I'm embarrassed that I did that, but sometimes I get a really good deal, and those are the ones I'm more inclined to kind of brag about. I'm going to potentially be selling some stuff on eBay, the duplicates that I might get, even some good deals. Good deals that I may not want to hold on to, that I know I can turn around for a profit. When I know that I'm dealing with someone, I say, hey, this isn't for my collection. I'm going to turn around and sell it if I'm dealing with a private collector, just to be above board in terms of ethics. But that's my problem. I prefer to be as ethical as I possibly can when it comes to this stuff. Again, thank you for tuning in. If you want to hear even more from me, specifically things for me to cover that you want me to cover, become a patron. Head over to chrispirillo.com. You get even more of what you want from me every single day. I was very happy to cover today for you and for everybody 3 tricks to winning eBay auctions. Tomorrow, again, just for patrons, I'm doing 3 Windows 10 features I wish OS 10 had. Then, on Wednesday, 3 reasons Apple software remains unoptimized. Again, that topic is for patrons. Thursday, for patrons only, 3 ways Siri is in last place for AI. And then on Friday, again, for patrons, 3 expectations for Apple's next WWDC. If you have any questions for me, specifically in the tech realm, if you want my tech advice, or advice in general, head over to chrispirillo.com and sign up to become a patron right now. If you want to become a patron for our vlogs, head over to geekfamilyfun.com. If you want business advice and entrepreneurial advice and crowdfunding advice, head over to www.pirillo.com. I am more than happy to help you every single day if you really want me to help you. If you don't, well, I can't help you. You can only help those who want help, and I'm happy to help. I'm going to move on to answer some questions from the patrons. Also talk about today's news with the patrons, and I'm going to do it live. And today, I'm also going to do my weekly Geek Haul, so you could tune in and watch that separately if you'd like, or if you're a patron, you're watching it live now. Today's free podcast highlight was brought to you by all of my active patrons from chrispirillo.com. If you want access to the full TLDR episodes, both audio, video, past, present, and future, which can be up to an hour long or longer, with even more tech insight from me every weekday, plus other bonus content without ads, and support me at the same time, you can sign up to become one of my supernomies too. This is just a brief taste of what I'm producing for you daily. Again, get more through chrispirillo.com.